In news, they are currently second in the table. Aberdeen finished second to Celtic last season. This weekend, they faced a Hearts side without Jamie Walker, of course, a figure of much controversy last weekend.
Jamie Walker went over in the box. There was no contact, in my opinion. He attempted to con the referee.
And in fairness to the referee, he said he'd made the mistake.
Jamie Walker has gone down under the challenge of Tierney. John Beaton was in no doubt whatsoever that that is a penalty kick. Well, Derek McInnes brings Ash Taylor back with Peter Pollitt free of his early season ban. Andrew Considine is on the bench after his wife gave birth during the night, and Stockley's preferred to Rooney. It's been a disappointing season so far for Hearts, out of Europe, out of the League Cup. It doesn't get any easier. Reras, Nicholson and Watt all start. Jamie Walker, of course, suspended. Aberdeen don't have a particularly good record against Hearts. They've begun the game pretty well here. This is McGinn. Lovely play. Well, he's unlucky. It's a really good run by Niall McGinn. And Aberdeen have begun this match on the front foot. Mixed fortunes for Aberdeen and Hearts in the League Cup in midweek. The Jambos out, losing to St Johnstone. Aberdeen getting past Ayr United. It's back in by Hume. That's Patterson. Well, he caught it okay. No direction at all. And this is the visitors' first chance of the game. Nil-nil at St Johnstone last week for McInnes and Docherty's side. Don't often win on the opening day of the season, Aberdeen. First home game for them here, though. They're trying to exert themselves. It was Burns off the bar, but there is a flag up. Cracking ball in by Niall McGinn. And Wes Burns hits woodwork. Wouldn't have counted had it gone in. And again, you can see the threat in the wide areas for Aberdeen. Burns maybe just off. Very tight though. Big chances for Hearts. Plenty height in there. Rossi, Patterson, Suter in there too, and it is Suter. And he possibly should have done better. Sam Nicholson clipping the free kick in, and Suter didn't get any purchase on it. Stink towards Nicholson, who's in here, and Shea Logan committed himself. It's a good challenge by the Aberdeen fullback. Had to get that spot on. He got plenty of the ball, aided by Ryan Jack. McGinn and Shinnie over it. Here's Logan. Oh, it's a teasing ball in by Logan. Knows O'Connor. He was coming in at the back stick to accept this, but this is a very good delivery by Logan. Salmon does enough to force it here to Tony Watt. He goes himself. Well, he'd options left and right, but he's a striker. As soon as he sees the goal, he's going to have a go. Jack now to McLean, not long on as a sub. McGinn. Nice ball. And it was Pollitt's header. Aberdeen won the first two battles between these two last season. Lost the following three though, including a Scottish Cup exit. Hearts losing out to the champions Celtic last weekend. They felt they should have taken something from the game. That's come off Miles Storey, who's got it back to Logan. And Perry Kitchen was there. And I think he had to be. because otherwise Shea Logan's getting a shot in on goal here. Well, it worked out okay for Hamilton. Arnaud Jume to Salmon. He was an Aberdeen target in the summer. Here's Tony Watt, huge chance here! And it is spurned! Well, a fully fit Tony Watt might have done better with that. 3 minutes to play, and this would surely have won the game for Hearts. It's a big miss. And in a game of few chances, this has been the best one.
I thought we were a total dominant team, but no, I think you credit Hearts. I think that second half they had 1 or 2 opportunities, and I think the second half they defended well and they deserved a draw in the end.
Aberdeen were probably the better team first half, we were the better team second half, so it kind of evened itself out. So it was a tough point for both teams, but it was a good, entertaining game, and we're down the road with a point. It's always decent from Aberdeen.
Second versus third from last season. I think we were all maybe expecting a bit more from this game. Wasn't perhaps the thriller we were hoping for. Michael, you were there. What was the story of the match for you?
Well, I think it's quite interesting to hear the two managers talking about the game there, and to be honest, they're both right to a certain extent. I think Aberdeen over the 90 minutes were the better side, but Hearts, they did nullify Aberdeen's threat as the game went on, although without really offering a great deal in attack, and perhaps a draw was a fair result in the end.
Fair to say Aberdeen missing a spark at the moment. Obviously Johnny Hayes is out as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think that when you looked back over the game, it was a good defensive display from Hearts, but you were looking, were Aberdeen going to have something different to open them up, and perhaps Johnny Hayes would have been somebody to help them with that. In these clips here, in the first 20 minutes of the game, Aberdeen really did bombard Hearts, and they looked very energetic on the front foot, as you heard in commentary. A lot of balls in from the wide areas with Stockley in the middle, to try and get him on the end of it, hitting the bar there. The best opportunity in the first half was perhaps an opening from the left-hand side that fell to Niall McGinn, who knocked it in behind the defence and created a little opening for himself. And then it was good defending from Hearts to get a deflection and put over the bar. But as the game wore on, you were thinking to yourself, Aberdeen are going to have to offer up something different. As it went into the second half, that just wasn't there. And as we spoke about, Johnny Hayes, I think, has been missed for Aberdeen. I mean, I don't know about what the guys think, but I think it's a big miss.
It's been a heavy schedule for Aberdeen as well, hasn't it,
It's 4 games in 9 days, and I think Derek referenced that after the match, saying a couple of players were fatigued laterally in the match. But yeah, I think they need to look at that.
Too early in the season for fatigue, some people might say.
Well, no, 4 games in 9 days is a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot of games.
Well, Aberdeen's did a lot of games. Even last year as well. They were back early. They were back early this year as well.
Yeah.
They've probably not had a proper rest.
Yeah.
I know Derek gave a few of the boys a couple of weeks off during the season last year, because it does play a part in it.
I think so from Hearts' perspective, good defending, a little bit lacking in the attack from Aberdeen, and equally from Hearts. From an attacking sense, they didn't offer a great deal, which was a bit concerning. You see here is that it's just a by kick, but the two guys up front, Connor Salmon and Tony Watt.
Tony should believe in that for Connor to bring
You're
down.
right.
He's the target man.
They should, and this was Tony Watt was probably the brightest spark in the attack line for Hearts. He's created a little opportunity here and laid it out wide. He gets himself into the box, and I just think at that point there, Sam Nicholson can cut the ball from rather than trying to beat the last defender. And he eventually just gets blocked out and it comes to nothing. But as I said, Tony Watt, he ended up getting the best chance of the game. It's actually a good bit of play from Connor Salmon, who I thought was poor yesterday. And he gets the ball into Tony Watt and he creates that opportunity, half a yard. You think he's about slotting the corner and he blazes it over the bar.
He shifts it well onto his left foot but then loses his balance. Neither team will be head over heels with the start to the season.
In terms of Tony Watt, just very briefly, he's maybe lacking match sharpness. He's had an injury as well.
Yeah.
But do you think he'll be a success at Hearts, Chris?
Yeah, I think he will. I think he's at a stage in his career where he needs, a run of games. He's been here, there and everywhere the last few years without really... he went to Cardiff and done really well. He got himself out and loaned to Blackburn last year as well and done well for a few weeks.
And Michael, just briefly, are Hearts too physical? We look at the stats here. There was 5 yellow cards yesterday, 4 against St Johnstone, 7 last weekend against Celtic. That's 16 in the space of a week.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's too physical if it's backed up with, some attractive football. But I think the problem is at the moment that Hearts' style of football is becoming a bit industrial, and when you back it up with stats like that, that's a wee bit concerning. You know, Robbie took over and it was very attractive football. Now it's starting to morph, for me, more into a style of football that's more akin with the director of football.
Yeah, interesting times.